And welcome back, everybody, to what will be the last ever episode of the new show. So what will I be doing in this episode? Maybe telling you a bit about what is to come while I wait for these potatoes to cook in this beautiful air fryer. As you can see, we got 8 minutes. We got 8 minutes to do it one take. I said I wasn't going to do any more one takes, but since I'm delivering this pretty depressing news, you might as well watch some potatoes. So, the new show is coming to an end. And even worse, the no show has been postponed by a minimum of a year. Which is pretty much the same as saying it is cancelled. There is no more the no show, no more new show, none of it. However, I still want to be releasing videos weekly, and I'll get into what I'm gonna do instead. So the main thing that has brought this on is that the software engineering world has somewhat depressed me. I thought, you know what, I'll be able to take it easy, get a job, get a contract, whatever, with the spare monies I had, enjoy life and shit. But then R35 happened, which made it very difficult to find the contracts to do the kind of work that I'm qualified to do. Well, qualified in quotation marks. But essentially the kind of work that I've decided to go down, and it's hard to go down a different route now, and it's just made it a lot more difficult to do that. Secondly, coronavirus fucked things up doubly. So things were bad, and then you just stack bad on bad, and you get a bad triple sandwich. And it's pretty rough out there, to the point that I apply for tens of jobs and I'll get ignored tens of times, like literally nothing. And that's like super depressing. An interesting thing actually happened today, of all days, as I was pretty much giving up and just settling into my new gig, which I'm gonna be talking about more briefly. I got not one, but two calls from recruiters. I was like, shit, I'd given up. And yeah, they're both pretty interesting opportunities. One is with a New Day. They just do credit stuff for people for bad credit. Not me though, I'm poor, but I haven't got bad credit, so not me. And the other one's HSBC, so that's not bad. They both pay pretty well. The New Day one pays a lot better, and that one is like 10k a month. The HSBC one is like salaried, so it's like 90k a year. They both pay really well though. So that's interesting, but I'm not too hopeful. Like there's still many steps to go. There'll at least be 2, probably 3 rounds of interviews for each if I even get to that stage. But in general, the main reason why I'm cancelling the no show and the new show is that I actually thought I'd be able to get a contract relatively easy and just ride it out. And with the free time and the free money I'd have, like actually do lots of crazy cool things, which would be pretty entertaining. And it wouldn't be forced to be like, oh, this is just my life now, because I can kind of chill for a bit. You know, when you're making good money, you can just relax, sit back. But with everything going on, that's not looking like it's the case, so I don't actually feel that relaxed. I don't feel like I can sit back and chill. And if I do have to eventually give up on the contract and then settle for a job that pays a lot less, it's not that I think like, oh, you have to be earning a crazy amount of money to be able to have fun, but if you don't really have the money to spend that recklessly, and you feel like you still need to progress pretty far in your career because you're not where you need to be, then you're going to want to spend a lot more of your free time doing that than actually just chilling and having fun. And that's kind of what I've got to, the point I've got to. I think that in my spare time, instead of trying to be entertaining or find fun stuff to do and document it, I should wait till I've got to that point in my life that I'm successful, and that's just what I naturally do. Maybe that'd be a year's time, so not a year's time, a year's time and 4 months or so. So instead of start 2021, start 2022, maybe by then I've got everything set up the way I want it to be. But I just feel like in the meantime, I should use my spare time to really progress my career. And the way to do that is to not completely give up on everything I've built up, because I've, had a decent amount of practice talking to camera, recording a bit, done a little bit of editing, just got into the whole groove of things, uploading weekly. Like, that's a good habit I've formed. I'm not going to abandon it completely, and there'll still be weekly videos, but I'm actually going to move everything more towards tech. And that's the reason why the No Show is gone, because it's being replaced with a tech show. Replacing it with a tech show. So, of course, that's somewhat going to alienate the audience I have, because tech is not really interesting to anybody who isn't in tech, because it's not going to be like a Marquise Brown, I don't know if I said his name right, or Linus Tech Tips, or any one of those more like popular, like cool, like tech channels, because they're actually dealing with like gadgets and stuff. It'd be like a purely software development sort of thing, which will be interesting from a perspective of software developers watching, but from anyone else's perspective, it would be like, what the fuck is this? Occasionally I'll want to try to bridge the gap, but the main thing is I'm trying to make a channel and network my way up, because I feel pretty frustrated with where I am. I think I need to be somewhere else. I need to be further in my career. I need to have my talents appreciated, and like doing that within the confines of actual workplaces is super difficult. So with a tech channel and the startups and the open source sort of contributions I'm gonna start doing, I should be able to drum up myself up some reputation. And yeah, I don't really have time to do both, but I think it could be pretty interesting. If anything, I think even if it's the potatoes, they're done. Whew. I think even if, there we go. Even if in reality I'm just blowing things out of proportion and things will pass and things will clear up, I still feel from a more emotional standpoint that I feel like things are lacking, that I wish I had a bit more clout. Because I know I've got the ability, but I've really done nothing to show that off. I've started many projects, never finished any of them, and it's kind of frustrating. So I kind of want to round some of those off, get some brownie points, and yeah, just like move up in the tech world. And the main reason is that the faster I move up in the tech world, the quicker I can quit it. Because once you have that money, then I quit it. Because to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of just grinding away code day in day out. I'd rather just go back to making music and stuff. But to be able to follow your true passions and dreams, you have to buy yourself back from society. So unless you can afford to do that, to just have enough money so you don't have to work anymore, then, well, enjoy the 9 to 5. And anyway, that is part one. Part two maybe coming tomorrow if I actually record or anything. But yeah, that was a one take ad hoc. GG. Till next time.